Okay, so you can have both a vertical and a horizontal shift at the same time. So that's what we're going to practice here. Now, a lot of times I'm giving you more than one grid, and here I have both of them. Sometimes you'll want to do your work on one and then transfer the actual answer to another grid. I'll leave that up to you how you want to do that, but they can get kind of messy when you're doing more than one thing. Okay. So remember when we did the table of values for the x squared, right? And we had like something like 25 and it was off the charts type thing. So sometimes students get frustrated just with the table of values method because they can't get the right points to get the shape they know they're supposed to. So knowing the transformations and being familiar with the common functions, that can really help make your graphing go easier. Okay, so first I'm going to just graph the common function. So identify, okay, what's the common function? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't count to 4, but that's okay. All right, there's the common function. It's called a parabola. That's what a quadratic function looks like. That's the basic one. Okay, and now we're going to look at h of x over here. And we're going to say, okay, how is it shifting? Which one is the vertical shift and which one is the horizontal shift? Well, -3, that's the vertical shift. So it's going to shift down 3 units. And then the +1, that's going to be the horizontal shift. But remember, it's the opposite. So it's going to go to the left. Almost said it wrong. Left 1 unit. Okay? Now, you could double check with the table of values. Okay? But let's go ahead and move it. Let's go ahead and graph it, and then I'll show you the table of values. So I'm going to go left 1 unit for each point and down 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go left 1 and down 3. Left 1 and down 3. There it is. And then left 1 and down 3. And left 1 and down 3. And so then my parabola is right here. Okay? Now that's the graph. We've graphed it using transformations. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll graph like the vertex. It's called the vertex, that point where it's changing from decreasing to increasing. And then I just pretend like that's the origin and draw the graph from there. Okay. And you could also make a table of values. So the thing is, if you're going to make a table of values here, you want to pick where that middle point is, that origin type point, which is going to be -1. See, when you put in -1 plus 1, you're going to get 0. And then 0 squared is going to be 0. And then here you're going to get -3. And that's what we wanted. You can see that from the transformations. And then you could just pick points, to the left and to the right. And that would give you the same parabola. But you'd have to calculate each one of them. So it's probably easier to do the transformation, but you may feel more comfortable doing the table of values. Okay. So if you think about what our table of values was, here's the actual answer, like if you just wanted to put it by itself. Okay, so 1 to the left and down 3, and then we're drawing the quadratic from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is kind of another way to do that. And then there's the answer. And it should look pretty much like the first one that we did on the other graph. Okay, is that all we have? Yeah. That's all we